remember you, dear reader, even if you do not remember us.
What's up, virtual gamers? My name is Josh13. Now, let's do this. My guest, Noob Tank, from Moss Reviews back, he couldn't resist playing part 2 of Moss. Like he had a choice, because he was stuck in my basement. Don't worry, I fed him. Sometimes. I'm a good kidnapper.
Hello, Noob Tank here, straight from Josh13's basement, where I've been chained up and force-fed nothing but porridge. Since the last video review, I've had the headset on non-stop and the controller glued to my hands. Well, let's get this started now, because I can't wait to get home.
Can you tell us more about the game Moss Book 2, Noob Tank?
Well, Moss Book 2 is a single-player adventure puzzle game. You still play as Quill, and the story kicks off where the first part ended. This time around, you have to find 5 pieces of magic glass to defeat the evil inside the Moss Book world. And you, as the reader, are the only one she can trust to help her defeat the arcane, who will stop at nothing to obtain the glass.
It's a bit more focused on combat this time around. It feels much like the first part, but with some improvements in gameplay here and there. For example, more weapons have been added in the game and the length of the game is a bit longer. More enemies are present in this game, which is one of my minus points in review of Moss 1. Puzzles are slightly more difficult, the enemies are harder and you need a certain weapon to defeat the tougher enemy. Just like the first part, you have a presence in the world, which I love. In VR platformers, it gives the game more depth.
Although I'm not much for platformers, this game is quite doable. I do like the puzzles. Just like the first part, there are collectible scrolls. Near the Moss Book lectern, you can see paper depicting stained glass windows, which fill up with every scroll you collect. The sparkly dust also makes a reappearance, which once again you collect by destroying my old nemesis, pottery. Objects which have a blue glow can be moved as well as common enemies. The game is about 5 to 5.5 hours long. Also, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, so maybe next week I can get something else to eat. Please help.
Leave a comment down below what you thought of Moss Book 2, to help others whether they should buy it or not. I had high hopes for Moss Book 2, and boy, they delivered. The game had me from the start, when you picked up from the point where you ended in the last game. It really feels like you're continuing your journey, opposed to having to ease in a brand new story. So the creators of Moss did an outstanding job at that. I love it. The only thing they could have done is make the levels a bit bigger. You can see a vastly big world, but just a tiny portion you can roam in.
After playing the previous game, I instantly wanted to join the review of this one as well. The beautiful scenery, the lovely storytelling and the charming main character of the first game beckoned me to do so. And it did not disappoint. I still feel like the vastness of the world you can behold is not proportional to the area you have to play in. But as far as overall gameplay, I'm still impressed.
Controls. The controls work the same as in the first in the series, but you can use the touchpad on your controller to select a variety of armor and weapons. This adds more dimensions to the game, but switching weapons is a bit of a hassle, especially mid-fight, which is sometimes required. A weapon selection using the triangle or circle button would have been an easier way in my opinion.
I could use the entertainment.
Sound. Quill sounds as cute as always, not much of a change there. The achievement gained sounds are very peaceful and the environment really sounds like it should. The sounds overall is a slight improvement on the first part, but not something very noticeable.
Graphics. The game looks just as stunning as Moss on the PlayStation VR, improved slightly here and there. Quill again is animated well and shows emotion throughout the game in different ways. It really makes you feel for her when something bad or good happens to her. It's fun to interact with her when you get the chance.
I would give this game a 9 out of 10.
My love for Moss continues to grow with the second part. They improved a lot in the gameplay, more weapons and enemies in a slightly longer game. The diorama feels back. The only setback is you can't really explore much of the world you see around you. That said, I'm already waiting for part 3. I'll never forget Quill. She's imprinted in my soul. I would definitely recommend Moss Book 2 if you haven't played it yet.
Mossbook 2 is an incredible game to sink a couple of hours of free time into. It still feels like a fairy tale with just the right amount of danger and excitement. The world around you is beautiful, and if you reach a new level, do yourself a favor and look around for a bit. The added boss fights are a lot of fun and they look amazing. Hopefully Josh 13 will kidnap me again for the third book's review if they ever decide to make one.
You made it until the end. Special thanks to Noob Tank for joining us again today.
The pleasure is all mine. I enjoyed the game. And subscribers, you're the best and I love you.
Consider liking and subscribing if you haven't. Thank you for gamers willing to do so.